Well, we'll call them partly sunny skies because we are optimists. And no, that is Defiance softball. They are playing on the other side of the complex here out at Defiance High School. Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller, as it will be our very first Defiance baseball broadcast of the season. And we've got a good matchup as the Bowling Green Bobcats make the trip to Defiance. They are 6-4 overall, 2-3 in the Northern Lakes League, led by head coach Fred Briggs. On the flip side, the Bulldogs picked up a big win over Van Wert earlier this week to up their record overall to 7-1, to remain unbeaten at 3-0 in the WBL. And they come in today. They dropped a little bit, not because they've lost any games. They just haven't been able to play as many games as some of the other teams in their category, but they are 10th in the state. And Scoop, if this thing plays out even half as well on the field as it looks on paper, everybody is going to be in for a big treat here this afternoon.
Rivalry over the years. The fact that these two seem to head up each and
Can you bring his mic up, please, a little bit?
The fact that Defiance comes in with a second-game winning streak. Bowling Green comes in winners of 2 of the last 3. Teams playing some awfully good baseball here as the weather's gotten a little warmer.
Let's go ahead and break down the starters here this afternoon, and let's start with the Bobcats, and they are sending out their best. Will Brose, he stands in at 6 foot, 170 pounds. He's a senior. He will be pitching at the next level. He'll be coming up the interstate, and he'll be playing for Lourdes University. His numbers are pretty good, Scoop. He hasn't thrown a ton, just 9 2/3. He's got 1 win against 2 losses, 7 walks to 5 strikeouts, and a 5.70 ERA. But he's very much a pitch-to-contact type of pitcher, and he fields his position well. So if you are playing behind him today, you need to be ready because he's not going to have a ton of strikeouts.
Yeah, this is a Defiance team that's so good at putting the ball in play. It's a team that also will play a little small ball, so you have to really be sharp defensively. You have to play clean against the Bulldogs if you want to try to give them their first home loss of the season.
On the flip side, Cody Shaw. Cody Shaw is in a rotation of 4. Khalil Ligon, Brez Zipfel, and we'll say Brady Borton have seen plenty of time. But again, Cody Shaw, 2-0 on the season in just 2 appearances, a respectable 3.18 ERA. He's tossed 11 innings. He's allowed 12 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, 7 walks against 10 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .279 against him. Normally he's behind the plate. He completes the other half of the battery, but tonight he's on the mound.
Well, Cody Shaw is a competitor. Anybody that knows Cody a little bit, he's a guy that's going to compete no matter where you put him out there in the diamond. Again, he comes in with a whip of just 1.64, so he's got a lot of competitive nature in him. He comes from really, I would say, Ohio's first family of baseball. You look at his grandpa, Lou Brunswick, 750 career wins, 5 state championships. Of course, his uncle Mark was drafted in the 3rd round by the Mets back in the day, and his uncle Tom drafted by the Phillies, and of course his uncle Jeff, the head baseball coach at Archbold High School, that has a state championship himself under his resume. So again, his brother Braden pitches at Akron, so Cody comes in with a lot of baseball background, a high baseball IQ.
Well, we take a look at, and as a matter of fact, we are set up right now down the left field line, so we are getting an excellent look at Will Brose, the 6 foot, 170 pound senior. Again, he is a lefty. Looking at the movement on his pitches, and what we're looking at here is a guy that's going to bring a lot of off-speed stuff. We were talking with Coach Biggs, and he just simply said it's more of a slider, kind of a hybrid instead of that 12-6 curve. His fastball, school zone, is going to be in the mid-70s, but he's got a lot of movement on that breaking pitch. He said his out pitch was a changeup, so if you are Defiance, you need to expect to see a large repertoire. You can't sit on just any one pitch today.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think for Brose to be successful here against Defiance, he's going to have to keep that ball downstairs. Let the turf play the advantage. Usually you're going to get nothing but true hops on the turf. If your defense can play clean behind you, you don't beat yourself with freebies, you're going to have a very competitive chance here against the Bulldogs, who come in, as you mentioned, ranked in the top 10 in Ohio.
On the flip side, for Bowling Green, they're going to beat you in a lot of different ways, but they're going to put the ball in play. Coach Briggs said, again, manufacturing runs. They'll beat you with the sacrifice, the hit and run, the straight steal. They're going to keep the defense on their toes.
Yeah, that's so important. That's the key in high school athletics.
going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll set the starting lineups for you. Don't you go anywhere. We are in the middle of the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. It is Defiance versus Bowling Green. You're watching DCTV Sports. And the national anthem in the books, courtesy of our sponsor, the Defiance Elks Lodge 147. Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller saying thank you for joining us here this afternoon as we've got a big matchup, the WBL versus the NLL, Western Buckeye League versus the Northern Lakes League. Two of the best teams in their respective conferences as Defiance at 7-1 overall, 3-0 in conference play, ranked number 10 in the state, taking on Bowling Green, 6-4, 2-3 respectively. Let's get you the starting lineups brought to you by the Baker Schindler Company. First for the Bobcats, Their lineup as follows, as there you take a good look at the starting pitcher, Cody Shaw for Defiance. Number 0, they've got 3 sets of uniforms here, Scoop. They've got the grays, the blues, the whites, and then the blue and white pinstripes. You talk about a school that has sunk some money into baseball. But Cody Shaw, again, a 3.18 ERA, 2-0 in 2 starts. He will face the following lineup for Bowling Green. Leading things off, it will be the shortstop, number 9, Rhett Winger. Batting second will be the right fielder, Casey Dean. Logan Kniford, first baseman, will bat third. In the cleanup spot, Braden Loomis batting fourth. He is playing third base. Behind the plate and hitting fifth will be Carter Earl. Will Brose will hit for himself. He will bat in the DH spot in the 6th hole. Brent Boston will be roaming center field. He will bat 7th. Evan Meyer, your second baseman, will hit 8th, and Caleb Kuntzman, the left fielder, will bat 9th. From left to right, the defense looks like this. You get a good angle from, that looks like atop the visiting dugout. Torrin Long, the senior at third base. Brez Zippel, the cannon arm. He's the quarterback for the football team. He is just a spectacular defensive shortstop. Junior Noah Gomez is at second, and junior Khalil Liggum, who picked up a win on Tuesday against Van Wert on the mound, will be your first baseman. Behind the plate, Christian Conley, the senior, makes it an all-upperclassman battery. From left to right in the green, it goes senior, junior, junior. Garrett Rodenberger, Brady Borton, and Cohen Stockman. Very light breeze. It is blowing in from left field as we are getting set for the first pitch to open up tonight's ball game. It is low and inside for ball 1. Scoop will have you break down the mechanics of the Defiance hurler here after this next pitch. Trying to nibble on the outside corner, and a delayed called strike. One up, one down. That'll bring up Casey Dean. Dean, go ahead, Scoop. This one, a little bit of a looper over long at third, and it finds its way into left field for a 1-out single.
9:30 first base, number 24, Logan Kniford.
So with 1 out, 1 aboard, that brings up Logan Kniford. Kniford hitting .353, and a pickoff, quick move over to first, and just like that, 2 away with the bases empty. As this one drilled into the left center field gap on their horses, Rodenberger. This is going to bounce at the track, and it will bounce off the wall. Borton's got it, rounding first and standing up into second. How big was that pickoff move by Cody Shaw? Instead of 1 out, 1 run aboard and a runner at second, it's 2 outs and a runner at second.
Number 15, excuse me, third baseman, Braden Loomis.
Braden Loomis will dig in from the right side, and this one squirts away to the backstop. I believe he'll probably score that, a wild pitch. Now remember, Shaw is normally the starting catcher, and I watched him during pregame warm-ups on Tuesday against Van Wert. He has an absolute cannon for an arm, but you've got Christian Conley back there. So this is a battery that maybe isn't quite as used to working with each other. So this one, a slow grounder to first. A little bit of a slow move over, and then Ligon, realizing they're hustling down the first base line, will make the unassisted put out, and that will do it for Bowling Green here in the top of the first. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left to board. We're through 1/2 inning. Bowling Green nothing. Defiance coming to the plate. You're watching DCTV Sports. Welcome back to Defiance High School. Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller. Beautiful day. A little bit of a breeze. Temperatures in the low 70s as Defiance hosting Bowling Green. The Western Buckeye League versus the Northern Lakes League. Bowling Green had their chances, but a pickoff at first, despite 2 hits, would have had 2 runners in scoring position, if not a run across. But as it stands, put up a goose egg in the top half of this frame. Will Brose finishing his warm-ups, as there you see Coach Weaver, head coach for Defiance, getting ready to come down to the third base box. He'll be within earshot of us. But Will Brose, the 6-foot, 170-pound senior, is on the bump. He will be pitching at Lourdes University next season. Will Brose has only thrown 9 2/3 innings. Scoop, he's 1 and 2, and you've got his line in front of you. Or do you? I'll give it to you. Why not? He's got 5 strikeouts, gets 7 walks, and a 5.70 ERA. He's not going to overpower you. He's got a fastball in the mid-70s. He works predominantly off of that hybrid. It's more of a slider than a curve. I think Coach, again, Riggs, said his out pitch was his changeup. So if you are Defiance, probably going to see a lot of soft stuff from the lefty today. As leading things off, popping it up down the right side, and it's out of play. Just shy of the first base dugout. This is Brady Borton leading things off. Brady Borton hitting .286 on the young season. You hear that wind picking up. Pitch fouled away. Count now 2 balls and a strike. And that Defiance dugout is going to be alive with chatter. It's you don't hear a ton of it. It's like I'll call it a softball dugout, Scoop. They've got their own kind of chants. They've got their own rhythms down. 2 balls and 2 strikes right now to the Defiance leadoff man. Swing and a miss. He got him.
Third baseman, number 6, Tornwall.
We'll set the defense for the Bobcats here for you in just a second. As digging in from the right side, Torin Long. Long hitting a solid .333 in the 2-hole. He made a tremendous diving stop on Tuesday at third base against Van Wert. You're going to have to be patient. It doesn't look like Will Brose is going to work any one particular part of the zone here. He's going to work both halves, up and down. This one has popped up into shallow right field, battling a little bit of the wind. Casey Dean comes in and squeezes. We've got 2 away.
Now back to Defiance number 44, left fielder Taylor Rodenberger.
That will bring up the 3-hole. Garrett Rodenberger. Rodenberger played first base on Tuesday, but with Khalil Liggett now off the mound. He's at first. Rodenberger moves to left. Set the defense for Bowling Green after this pitch. It's 3-0. Defiance looking for their first base runner of the afternoon. That's in there for a strike. Behind the plate, Carter Earl, the junior, completes the battery. So it's another upperclassman pitcher-catcher matchup. Set the defense on the infield after this delivery. Inside, ball 4. He walked him, and the Bulldogs have their first runner of the afternoon. From left to right on the infield, it goes senior, junior, junior, senior. Braden Loomis at third. Rhett Winger at short. Evan Meyer at second. Logan Nightburn at first. From left to right in the green, it's senior, senior, junior. Caleb Kutzman, Brent Boston, and Casey D. As Noah Gomez will dig in. Gomez swinging away, fouls this one right side, and we'll get out of play. The pickoff, and they've got Rodenberger dead to rights, but he's hustling, and they get him on the attempted steal. It's a little unorthodox. Score at 1-3-6, but they guessed and guessed right, and Rodenberger is caught stealing for the 3rd out in the Defiance first. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're through 1. No score at Defiance Bulldogs and Bobcats. You're watching DCTV Sports. There you get a good look at the infield meeting on the mound as Cody Shaw has finished his warm-ups. He surrendered a couple of hits, but got out of a jam courtesy of some nifty defense, and in particular, a good pick move on his own part, as he will deal to the 5-hole to lead off the top of the 2nd. Junior catcher Carter Earl leaning way back, a little high and tight. Carter Earl. We have partial team stats for BG. Carter Earl hitting .367, 11 hits, 5 runs, 5 RBI this season. One and one the count. Shaw sets, deals, chopped foul in the dirt.
Battle.
This one misses well above the visor. Count evens up at 2-2. Misses upstairs, and all of a sudden the count runs full. Got to come with something here. Swung on and blew it right by him. Well, he caught a piece of it. Folks, you're going to have to bear with us. We are down the left field foul line here. We're probably about, what, 20, 30 feet behind third base. So we have an angle that doesn't allow us to see anything once the right-handers have it come in on. This is one fouled away. This one, lazy liner and into left field. That's just a good piece of hitting to extend the at-bat. Carter Earl finally got something that he wanted. Lead-off single. That's the third hit of the afternoon for I want to say the Falcons. It's always a challenge for the Bobcats. Will Rose will dig in. Lefty hitting .360. He's got 8 RBIs. He scored 6 runs. The bulk of the damage seems to be from about 3 through 7 in this Bowling Green lineup. And no real surprise. That's where usually your best contact and power hitters are. Out of the stretch. This one right at the knees, strike one. That one short hops Conley and it gets away from him. How would you score that? It was low, but it was blockable. Okay. Yep. As this one, fly ball into center field. Morton has him played perfectly and he hauls it in for the first out.
Center fielder, number 3, Matt Boston.
Doesn't look like the outfield is particularly deep here. Again, we are ground level, but all the way around, maybe with the exception of Stockman and Wright, everybody seems to be a little shallow, more shallow than what you'd probably call normal play depth. Yes. Way out. Evens the count up, 1-1. Got one away. Leadoff man at second. Green put a couple on in the top half of the first, but unable to score. This one clips the corner, strike 2. Left going, there's a bender, and that scoots all the way to the backstop. That is a second free 90 feet station to station after a leadoff single. 2 wild pitches. Now have the go-ahead run standing at third base. Working him upstairs, and all of a sudden ahead in the count, now to 3-2. Now, if you are Cody Shaw right now, a strikeout would be your best friend. Get that second out and then focus on the batter. Contact, popped up. Right side, Liggins got a beat on it. He will squeeze. Earl tried to bluff, but there's no way he was going on that. And that is a huge out. Next best thing to a strikeout, a pop up on the infield for a big second out.
Second baseman, number 26, Evan Meyer.
So Evan Meyer will dig in from the right side. Don't know what Meyer is hitting. We know he's hitting from the right side. Pitch away from a free pass. He comes right down center with the obligatory 3-0 fastball. Meyer taking all the way. Do you have the take on for Meyer again here? Wow. He did not take the bat off his shoulder there on a pitch you would have thought he might have offered at. So now the count full. Shaw deals. Whoa, a little chin music, and he eventually draws ball 4.
Outfielder, number 6, Caleb Cunningham.
Another lefty. They've got a couple they throw in the lineup here. Shaw deals, runner breaks, and they will not make the throw down to second. Well, Coach Riggs told us they were going to be aggressive on the base paths today, and they have held up to that edge.
First and third, 2-out scenario, but the fact that you have the number 9 hitter up there, I think they don't want to mess around. Just go right after the 9 hitter Koosman here. 2 outs.
This one a little late, fouled, and keep your dancing shoes on if you are in the on-deck circle. He was late on him. Did he check or did he not? The pitch was upstairs. He rode the ladder on him, and did they say he went? Was the umpire pointing at him? Yes, he did go.
That time they checked it. Usually you don't get that call at the base on behind the pitcher's mound, but that time they felt he did go around, so that's a big pitch there. Instead of being 2-1, now he's got him in a negative count at 1-2.
Tries to ride the ladder on him, but it is upstairs. Count 2-2. I don't know if you technically call that a waste pitch since it was up in the zone, but scoop right here, you don't want to go to a full count.
No, you don't want to waste pitch on the 9 hitter here with the lineup ready to turn over.
3-2 on the way. He misses in the cellar, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
That's a 4th 3-ball count of this inning for Shaw, but again, he can get himself out of the jam right here if he can execute a quality pitch. Payoff pitch coming up.
3-2 on the way. Got him swinging, strike 3. So for the second straight inning, Bowling Green puts runners in scoring position. This time they leave them stranded at second and third. But for the second straight inning, Cody Shaw comes up big when he needs to. For Bowling Green, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 left aboard. We are through 1.5. No score, BG nothing. Defiance coming to the plates. We're back right after this on DCTV Sports. We welcome you back to Defiance. Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller as we head to the bottom of the second. It will be 4, 5, and 6. Gomez, Conley, and Ligon take their first cuts of the afternoon against Will Bros.
Yeah, good looking bender to start things out on Gomez. Gomez leads Defiance offense in so many categories. Batting average, on base percentage, hits, doubles, RBIs. Well, not RBIs, but he's right up there in RBIs. He also is 4 for 5 base pass.
Fouls this one back.
Well, that's a great pitch again by Gross, who continues to change speeds. That time you could see Noah Gomez way out there in front of that out the front foot. Now he quickly has him in the hole at 0-2.
This one bounces.
That's a purpose pitch right there. You do not want the lead hitter to hurt you on an 0-2 pitch. So you try to entice him to chase after strike 3.
This one grounded to short, gobbled up by Winger, across the diamond, and wow, that throw just took Knifer well off the bag. Now I know Gomez was hustling, but it looked like Winger just rushed that throw.
Well, that's what speed will do. You know, Gomez, as we mentioned, has really good wheels, and sometimes, you know, you understand it's a defensive player. You have no time for error, but that time looked like he did kind of rush things a little bit. That's a huge break for Defiance to get their leadoff man aboard here.
So that will bring up Christian Conley. Conley entering today's contest, hitting .267. He was the designated hitter in Tuesday's 5-3 win against Van Wert. An RBI single in the first, rounded out to short in the third, and struck out swinging in the sixth.
Great job again here by Gross, second hitters. He started out 0-2.
Got him out on his front foot. Just got a piece of it to stay alive.
Well, right now, the senior Conley's seeing a steady dose of curveballs in this at bat. Well, Conley does lead the Bulldogs as far as walks is concerned, but he's still behind 0-2 right here.
Pickoff move, they guessed right again. The throw down to second, and he slid in under the tag. That is, you talked about speed killing, Scoop, and Noah Gomez, despite the fact that they guessed right, beat the throw down to second for a stolen base.
When Bowling Green's not going to be happy about that call. That time, credit to William Gross once again. You know, he sensed that Gomez was leaning. And a pretty quick release there by Knifer, who's got a great arm, one of the top arms for Bowling Green as he's playing first base tonight. They're going to rule he slid under the tag there.
You don't see that very often, but again, just a great jump. A tough angle on the throw by Knifer, and now you see Earl going out to the bump to talk to Will Bros with a runner at second, most likely to maybe switch up signs, go to a second sign indicator.
Yeah, we'll get on the same page here. Don't not let them steal the sign from second base. But right now, if you're Bros, you have to flush that last play, really attack Conley right here with a quality pitch.
The 0-2, oh, he got one in his wheelhouse and he fouled it straight back. From our angle here, Scoop, that looked like a sweet swing.
It really was, and that time it looked like Gross left that pitch up a little bit too high, about belt high. He's fortunate that was just fouled straight back.
The 0-2 got him out on his front foot. This will be a slow grounder deep to short. The throw over to first, and just do get him on the bang-bang play. It in effect acts as a sacrifice, though, as Gomez, even with the ball hit not quite in front of him, but to that side, wasn't hesitating as he aggressively takes third. And the go-ahead run is now just 90 feet away with less than 2 outs for Khalil Ligon.
A great execution that time by Defiance, and credit both Conley, who's able to advance Gomez, but also credit Gomez, because that's a play, ball's kind of right at you. You want to be aggressive on that, but you cannot hesitate. Now Defiance will have a couple opportunities to try one game's first run.
Ligon first pitch swinging, and they've got the runner caught in a rundown at third. The ball hit to third. That was a heads-up play by Loomis. Ligon wandering off the bag, and he's lucky to get back to first. Wow.
Defiance awfully fortunate there, but great heads-up play by Braden Loomis at third base to find Gomez kind of in no man's land. Gomez looked like he was going on down angle contact, but that ball was hit right at Loomis. And when you get in that situation, if you're Gomez, you want to try to extend that run down to 3 or 4 throws to try to allow Ligon to get down to second base, but Ligon fortunate that he was able to somehow escape that tag there and avoid the double play.
So up steps junior shortstop Brez Ziffel. Ziffel hitting .261. Picked up a big hit on Tuesday against Van Wert and a leadoff triple. He eventually came around to score in the second. Also reached on a 4-6 fielder's choice, and then stole a base and then got caught stealing. He is a very aggressive baseball player.
Some coaches like him. You can always, a lot easier to tone it down to this and try to turn it up.
I need to correct myself. This is shortstop Brez Ziffel.
And once again, he finds himself on top of a Defiance hitter, 0-2.
Trying to get out of the inning with no damage done. Rose comes home. Called strike 3 on the outside corner, and Ziffel knew it. Well, Defiance started off the inning by reaching on an error, a stolen base, and then advancing. A runner at third with less than 2 outs, but caught in a rundown on a hard hit ball to third. Loomis to Earl snuffs out the threat. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left aboard. We're through 2 at Defiance. Bulldogs and Bobcats. No score. You're watching DCTV Sports. Top of the third. Skies are getting gray. There was no rain in the forecast, at least as of this afternoon. It is a little breezy. Temperatures were in the low 70s at the time of first pitch. Scoop, I kind of get the feeling it's cooled off a little bit. Not that it's cold by any stretch of the imagination. We'll take this over what we've had through the first 3 weeks of the season. No score between visiting Bowling Green and Defiance as Cody Shaw on the bump. They'll face the top of the order, Winger, Dean, and Knifer.
Well, Brett, you're right. This is not Florida weather that both these teams experienced for a week here to start out the season. It is great weather here for Northwest Ohio, and we'll take it. Right now, Shaw trying to make quick work of Rhett Winger, the leadoff hitter for Bowling Green.
Winger 0 for 1 with a ground out to second. A shot back to the mound, and that is fielding your position. I think that was actually a low liner, and he snared it off his shoe tops, and that is just quick reaction by Cody Shaw for the first out.
Great job there by Shaw. So important to field your position, something you work on all the time, but that was just pure reaction and athleticism by Shaw. always choose to retire the leadoff batter. That'll bring up Casey Dean, who had a base hit back in the first inning.
Casey Dean digging in from the left side, a little bit of a different look. Dean singled to left, went oppo in that first inning as he takes a strike there. Shaw seems to be at his best when he's working both halves of the plate, Scoop. I know he's worked eye level, I know he's worked different pitches, but right there, another pitch, maybe pulling a string, got him out on his front foot, strike two.
Well, you know, he's getting plenty of coaching in that area, and certainly understands the importance of being able to go inside and outside of both right.
Oh, he crossed him up there. My goodness, way out on his front foot for strike three.
Now you talk about pulling string. That's that nasty changeup that really is Cody Shaw's out pitch. That time he's able to get Dean swinging. And for Shaw, that's his second strikeout of the afternoon.
So with two away, that brings up Logan Knifer.
Knifer had that nice double to the left center field gap his first time up, and there he goes fishing on an off-speed pitch. He quickly falls behind 0-1. I like what Defiance outfield's done here. They go to the no doubles defense here, try to keep everything in front. That's a
fly ball right at the center fielder, Brady Borton, who hauls it in, and that is exactly what Cody Shaw needed, a clean inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard as he retires the Bobcats in order. We have played 2.5 at Defiance. Still a scoreless ball game between the host Bulldogs and the visiting Bobcats. You're watching DCTV Sports. Bottom of the third as we welcome you back to Defiance High School. Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller. That voice booming over the PA system. Nate is back and up in the press box, and we wish him good health. He's been a little under the weather for the past few weeks. Right now, speaking of under the weather, the Defiance offense trying to put something on the board and break a scoreless tie. It will be 8, 9, and then the leadoff hitters to face the left-hander for BG, Will Brose. That one swung on, fouled off the chest protector of Carter Earl. No balls and 2 strikes.
Brose has been that crafty left-hander here the first couple frames, really stymieing this Defiance offense, keeping them hitless. There's a good miss on an 0-2. Again, you don't want to get hurt with an 0-2 pitch, but you want to make it competitive, try to entice the hitter.
This one popped up, mile high right side. Who wants it? Coming across the diamond. That is a shortstop taking command. Rhett Winger calling off first baseman Logan Knifer, and he makes the catch for the first out.
That's a nice play there by Winger. I know it's just a routine pop fly in the infield, but he had to go a long way. He caught that much closer to first base than it was second base, I'll say. But again, a big first out there once again for Brose.
So that'll bring up the 9-hole Cohen Stockman. Stockman entering this afternoon's contest, hitting just below the Mendoza line at $190.
Another 0-2 count by Brose here, continues to attack the zone.
Oh, got him way out on his front foot there. Almost looked like a slap hitter in softball, and that is quick work.
That's that slurve ball he throws so well. It's got a lot of left to right run there on those left-handed hitters. And that time Stockman just could not reach out to it. So 2 quick outs again for Brose.
Borton, first pitch swinging, high fly ball deep to left field. Kuntzman back. He is still running, and he runs out of real estate. Even with the wind, Brady Borton goes yard about 330 down the left field line, and Defiance breaks the scoreboard first.
Great swing that time by Barton, who was really sitting all over that pitch. And when you get it, you have to connect.
Yep.
And that's exactly what Borton did. You just wonder, you know, the second time through against a crafty lefty, you usually get a lot more quality swings. It did not take very long. That time the first pitch, second time through. Little yard work there for Brady Borton. And that puts Defiance on the board, and they take an early lead.
That is his first home run of the season, RBI number 6, and it's 1-0.
I believe that's the first Defiance home run of the season as well, as they have not gone yard.
Correct, you are. It's the first for the entire team. So Torrin Long trying to keep it going. He's 0 for 1, flying out to right in his first trip up. Long went 0 for 3 against Van Wert. This one's popped up, straight back, giving chase, and running out of real estate is Earl. I will say this, in watching that game, I came over and watched that Van Wert Defiance game on Tuesday. Torrin Long reached on an error. He stole second, but he used one of the best swing moves I've seen a high schooler use in quite some time. He led with his left, took it away, and then caught the center field portion of the second base bag with the fingertips of his right hand, and the Van Wert shortstop was literally frozen. It was textbook. As this one well struck and into left field, it will get down as Kuntzman's on it. Scoop, you talked about it. Second trip through. Again, the bottom of the order, 8 and 9, were quick outs here. Brose took care of him, but Borton and Long's second trip up, and it looks like they may be getting him down just a little bit.
Yeah, great adjustment again that time by Torrin Long. You remember first time through the order, 9 at-bats, not a single hit. But right now, the second time through, Defiance 2 for 2, including that monster home run by Borton.
Rodenberger digs in, takes strike 1. Garrett Rodenberger went 1 for 3 on Tuesday against Van Wert with a single, a strikeout, and a ground out to third.
There's that good balk move by Brose. You know, something that lefties can certainly do with a 2-man umpiring crew. Great job that time by Long. He picked it up nicely. We'll see how aggressive they are here with 2 outs.
Dealing out of the stretch. This one swung on, popped up, right side. Park will not hold it.
Again, William Brose continues to attack the zone, so as a hitter, you need to make that adjustment and you know, really be sitting on your pitch early. Not just any strike early, but a strike in your nitro zone, and then you got to protect here with 2 strikes. Go to that 2-strike approach. And there's a nice
got him
job of mixing the eye level, and Rodenberger goes down swinging.
That will do it for Defiance here in the bottom of the third, but not before they come up to break the scoreboard first. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left the board. The big blow, the 2-out solo shot by Brady Borton over the left field wall. And that puts Defiance up by 1. We're back with more right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports. We welcome you back to Defiance High School. Top of the fourth brings up middle of the order, 4, 5, and 6. Loomis, Earl, and Bros all set to take their cuts for the second time this ball game against Defiance starter Cody Shaw, the 6'1 junior. Got himself in and then out of trouble in the first and the second inning, and then was meticulous in the third, a 1-2-3 frame. We'll see if maybe that is an omen of things to come as Braden Loomis digs in and takes strike one.
Well, Shaw did exactly that. Golden opportunity for the Bobcats in both the first and second inning.
Well,
that ball is going to
find him.
Loomis.
So a hit batter for another base runner.
And Loomis, no stranger to pain. He was part of a very successful Bowling Green hockey team. In fact, he was honorable mention All-Ohio's a defenseman for the Bobcats during the winter season. But now he represents the tying run at first base. Carter Earl, the junior catcher, at the dish.
Quick throw over as Ligon is holding. Earl 1 for 1. Singled sharply to left back in the second. Then advanced to second on a wild pitch. 2 deliveries later, advanced to third on a wild pitch, but that's where he was left stranded. Shaw from the slide step, sacrifices down. This is right back to the mound. His only play will be to first. You can just do so much more when you get your leadoff hitter aboard. And again, in keeping with what Coach Riggs told us during our pregame interview with him, Scoop, he said, we will manufacture runs, whether it's the hit and run, the straight steal, the sacrifice. In that case, a little small ball, but the tying run now in scoring position with only one away.
Yeah, it gives you options, and it puts a little bit more pressure on that defense. Defiance has really played with fire here in the early going, Brent. The fact that hit batsman to Braden Loomis, that was the 6th freebie issued by Defiance here. And we're just 1 out into the third inning, so they escaped that second inning with 4 freebies, a walk, and 3 wild pitches, but yet Bowling Green was unable to score there.
Out of the stretch, Will Bros digging in from the left side. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. That ball was almost in the mitt of Christian Conley before he elected to go ahead and pull the trigger. 1 ball, 1 strike. Long, a couple feet behind the bag at third. Middle infield, pinching just a bit up the middle. Off speed, gets dirty. Nice bucket stop by Conley.
Yeah, it's used by Conley. You want to keep that runner at second base with less than 2 outs. You know, remember, if you get a guy to third base, there's 37 ways to score from third. Not near that many from second base. That's a huge play.
37. Scoop will mention those in an addendum to the postgame. As this one, trying to nibble on the outside corner, didn't get it.
Well, that's the beauty about baseball. That, you know, that extra 90 feet looms so large. You know, there's only 5 ways to score from first base, for example, but you get to third base, you've got golden opportunities left and right.
This one fouled straight back. I would dare to ask you to go beyond the 5 standard, but I'm almost afraid as to what your response might be.
Well, I can name them off. I mean, I'm not afraid to do that, but maybe that's for a different show.
Without a UFO encounter, is that in that 37? The payoff pitch. Oh, that split the plate. Where did that miss? Was that inside?
Just inside a little bit, so a great hold that time. And another freebie here issued to Bowling Green. So, again, Defiance continues to play with fire. And now first-year head coach Rick Weaver going to make a mound visit here to try to settle the troops here with 1 out in this 4th inning.
Well, we were talking with Coach before the game, and when he was breaking down who was going to get the start today, also asked him, how long you going to ride Cody Shaw? And he said, as long as we possibly can. They are full on their schedule this week. They've already thrown Khalil Ligon. Brez Ziffel is scheduled to throw tomorrow night. And then, potentially, if they have to go to the pen today, or if they don't, Luke Webb would be a potential starter on the weekend. So, again, when you play north of the Mason-Dixon line, you get these nasty early, probably what, 2 or 3 weeks in the season. The weather just isn't conducive to playing. You got to make those games up somehow, and it can really condense your schedule and really stretch your bullpen.
Yeah, and Defiance, they are blessed. They typically have a deep rotation, a deep bullpen each and every year. But that meeting there by Coach Weaver, that was just one to challenge Cody Shaw there, get him to step up.
Swing and a miss. He came right at Boston.
Yeah, that time he reared back, had a little extra giddy up on that fastball. He quickly gets on top. He needs more first pitch strikes. He's really fallen behind the majority of Bowling Green hitters here today.
Squaring to bunt, going at third. Throw is there, and it was short hopped on long. He was in position, but he just couldn't field it cleanly. That was a gutsy call by BG. It was not a double steal, just Loomis, and the tying run now 90 feet away.
And that's a mistake there by the trail runner, Bros, who you're the trail runner, so the play is going to be ahead of you. So you could not really go on a straight steal in that. But once you see the lead runner commit, there should be no hesitation. So now Defiance playing deep up the middle here, looking for that ground ball, that
potential double play.
Get him out of the inning.
It is 0-2. Shaw getting set to deal to Boston. Boston 0 for 1. He popped out to first back in the second inning. But Bowling Green has had their chances. Shaw has been walking the high wire without a net. This one way upstairs. 1-2.
And normally this is a situation that the Bobcats love to squeeze in, but the fact that they've got 2 strikes, look for right now, trying to be situational here with Boston, trying to put the ball in play. Something you can lift to the outfield to drive home their first run.
Loomis has a good lead at third, and the runner goes from first. A swing and a miss. Did he catch a piece of that? Nope, that's a straight strikeout. And 2 pitches later than he probably should have been moving, Will Brose is into second base with the theft, but now there's 2 away.
That's a great time for Shaw's 3rd strikeout of the day. And now just 1 out, standing in the way of trying to get out of this 4th inning unscathed, trying to preserve this shutout here for the Bulldogs.
Evan Meyer digs in from the right side. No official at bat so far today as he drew a walk back in the second. He also stole a base.
Once again, Shaw falls behind another Bobcat hitter.
The 1-0. This is in the cellar. Well, I don't want to say with first base open, you can play with him, but nobody wants to surrender a walk to the 8-hole hitter. As the 2-0, swing and a miss. Got out on that. A little bit more forearm, a little bit more wrist in that swing.
Yeah, aggressive swing that time by Meyer, who last time up, if you remember, he was taken all the way 3-0 and 3-1.
Takes a bender here and missing downstairs, it looks like. It is ball 3.
Yeah, just another 3-ball count. Again, that you have to avoid that like the plague. Huge pitch coming up here.
If you are Meyer here, you're zoning up even though it's 3-1, and he doesn't need to take the bat off of his shoulder. Ball 4, second walk in as many at bats. And now the bases are loaded for the 9-hole, Caleb Kuntzman.
Yeah, Kuntzman back in the second inning, went down swinging against Shaw. And right now, a quick visit from Christian Conley. Just trying to go over things here with 2 outs, try to give Shaw maybe a little breather here. Right now, the potential tying run at third, potential go-ahead run at second base. 2 out hits win you a lot of ball games. We'll see if the Bobcats can deliver right here.
Kuntzman 0 for 1, struck out swinging 2 innings ago. He was sitting first pitch fastball, and I don't want to say you treat it as a 3-0 count, but in all honesty, Casey Shaw's got nowhere to put you. Do you just sit 1 pitch, 1 spot right here?
I think early on that was the thing to do, but right now, falling behind, you have to be ready. Boy, there's a good pitch right there. That's
and
that
you can
changeup that Shaw throws quite a bit. And again, probably the most underutilized pitch.
Kuntzman's body language tells the story there, Scoop. He thought that was upstairs. He did not like that call. And now 0-2. That one's way upside, also away, ball 1.
Oh, good looking pitch that time by Shaw. Just to change the eye level, you're up 0-2, but now you have to hit your spot right here and not mess around.
1-2. Nowhere to put him with the bases loaded. This one fouled, and ooh, takes out the first base coach. Oh, you have to have your head on a swivel, don't you?
That's a good thing that thing only weighs 5 ounces, or else it would hurt.
We have not had the opportunity to meet any of the assistants. We just know Coach Riggs. So whether that's Coach Schultz, Coach Bowen, or Coach Kraft, the Whirlpool is probably going to feel good for him tonight as he challenged him with a fastball there and fouled straight back. Right now, I don't think there's any secret what Cody Shaw is bringing or what Caleb Kutzman is sitting on. Here's my best. If you can catch a piece of it, more power to you. The 1-2. Shaw deals. This one inside out. It fouled over towards us, and it will go over the third base dugout.
Yeah, great job by Kutzman. Spoiled a couple good pitches by Shaw. That's always big. A couple quality pitches there by Cody. But Kutzman making him work a little bit for this elusive third out.
On the way again, check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. There's no place to put him with first base occupied. A strikeout swinging for the second straight at bat. And again, Cody Shaw, a cat with 9 lives, escapes the top of the fourth with no damage done. No runs, no hits, no errors, and the bases left loaded for Bowling Green. We'll head to the bottom of the frame. No change in our score. Defiance 1. BG nothing. You're watching DCTV Sports. Bottom of the fourth brings up 4, 5, and 6 for Defiance as the host Bulldogs clinging to a 1-run lead. They've actually been out hit by Bowling Green, and BG has had over twice as many base runners, but the only stat that matters is the run column on the scoreboard. And right now the Bulldogs lead at 1-0 as Noah Gomez swings and misses on a first pitch offering. Gomez 0 for 1, reached on an error. Got all the way to third, but then was thrown out trying to take home on a sharply hit ground ball to the third baseman, Brandon Loomis. Got him out on his front foot again. Will Brose fits. He's almost the textbook definition, Scoop, of a soft throwing but crafty lefty.
Yeah, again, it's just so hard to time up because you're seeing a little bit different wrinkle each and every time. He continues to mix speeds. He moves the baseball around. And I think Lord's coach Josh Bradford is certainly going to be happy to have this lefty on his staff next season.
2-2. Raise the eye level on him, sped up his bat, and he can't catch up with it. That is strike 3. So a strikeout to end the third, a strikeout to open the fourth. So I look down at my book. That is strikeout number 5. He's averaging a little more than 1 per inning.
And again, that makes that fastball that much quicker when you can locate those off-speed pitches.
Conley digging in and sends this one back up the middle. It's got eyes and is through for a 1-out single.
And once again, Defiance continues to get better bats here the second time through. Now 3 of the 5 hitters that have seen Bros twice have notched base hits or bigger. So great job of trying to set the table. And as a team, you always want to get that early lead, but then you want to try to find a way to extend it. Defiance has an opportunity right here to do just that.
Here's Ligon digging in and takes again that big sweeper. It's looking more and more like a true hammer, a true 12-6 curve as the game has gone along. Every now and then it's got a little bit of lateral break to it. But it's a big sweeper as he goes over to first.
Yeah, that's what I call a slurve ball. In fact,
Yeah.
he takes so much off of it, and it does have that huge break there left to right coming into the living room of these right-handed
That's another
hitters.
angle, too. It's coming from a lefty, so it makes it even more unorthodox as that just drops off the table, paints the black on the outside corner. Nothing Ligon can do with that. Strike 2.
Yeah, that's really not a bad hold on 0-1. You're not going to do anything with that pitch, but now with 2 strikes, you have to put the ball in play here, go with the 2-strike approach. Another pickoff move to first there by Bros, who's had twice he's been able to throw behind a Defiance runner, although the one time they're able to escape as Gomez just kind of outran the baseball to second base.
The 0-2 brings another. This one a grounder to third. Loomis has it, goes to second for 1. The relay not in time as BG will have to be satisfied with a force out at second, as Ligon is aboard courtesy of the 5-4 fielder's choice.
Once again, quality sequence by William Bros, and it's all about getting guys to hit your pitch. Yeah, he has 5 strikeouts, but again, for his success, he's got to get guys to hit his pitch. Great job there by Braden Loomis at third base, taking his time, making sure they get that lead runner. Ball not really hit hard enough to double anyone up.
So that'll bring up Brez Zipfel, junior shortstop, 0 for 1, struck out looking to end the second. Trying to keep the line moving here. Looking at a 1-0 count. Swinging away, pops this one up, out of play.
Yeah, this is when Defiance has been dangerous all week. We've already seen them come up with a big 2-out hit by Borton to get them on the board, but against Van Wert on Tuesday, all 3 of their runs came with 2 outs against the Cougars.
1-1. Got a piece of it. Is this going to find the gap? It will not. A nice running catch by Brent Boston. It looked like it might have had eyes, but it just hung up long enough, and Boston covered some turf as he hauls it in on the move. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. No runs on 1 hit. No errors. 1 left the board. 4 are in the books. We've got ourselves a pitcher's duel here at Defiance. Bulldogs 1, Bobcats nothing. Back with the 5th right after this on DCTV. We welcome you back to Defiance High School. Top of the 5th brings up the top of the order for Bowling Green. Rhett Winger, Casey Dean, Logan Knifer, all set to take their 3rd cuts of the afternoon against Defiance starter. He's the number, basically I think he's the 3-man in the rotation, Cody Shaw. But Shaw has been a picture of resilience, as this one, a high hopper. This is going to be barehanded by Zipfel. Long throw. If he hadn't had it squirt out of his bare hand for a second, it might have been a play at first. There you see that quarterback's arm in a shortstop. Scoop, he is something special defensively.
Well, he is, and that time, that was actually a smart defensive play, because the only way you're going to be able to throw off the leadoff hitter, Rhett Winger, on that slow chopper is to barehand it and use that cannon of an arm that he has. And I think you're right. I think if that did not pop away from his bare hand, that was going to be one of those highlight reel material plays.
Not so ironically, as we were coming out of break, I was telling you about the final 2 plays on Tuesday against Van Wert that Brez Ziffel made. They were legit Power 5 defensive plays. As squaring to bunt, Dean, only play for Shaw, will be at first, and the throw is not in time. Oh, my goodness. I know he wanted to get on that ball, get his feet set and his shoulders squared, but it took just an extra second for Cody Shaw, and Casey Dean, running out of the left side, had an extra step. Now all of a sudden, runners at first and second.
Yeah, credit Casey Dean, because that bunt was placed perfectly. The only play Shaw had was at first base, but I thought maybe a little mental breakdown by Defiance that time, because you really have to be smelling bunt right there. You got your 2-hole hitter up there who is a very solid bunter. And that time it almost looked like they caught the Bulldogs by surprise.
Whose ball should that have been? Is that Conley's coming out of his crouch?
I think that's going to be
Long's.
Long at third. But again, he was not really in position. He was playing normal depth back there at third base. But again, you know, the credit's got to go to Casey Dean. You could not have really laid that ball any better there. That was just going to be a tough play.
It was well executed.
Once it left the bat there.
So 0-1 the count to Logan Knifer. Again, Bowling Green putting the pressure on. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Shaw out of the stretch. Oh, great block by Conley. That just saved 90 feet twice.
Well, that's huge, because you have Knifer up, who's had 2 good at-bats. He's hit the ball hard twice. If you can get that lead runner to third base here with no one out, he could be situational, lift a fly ball, tie things up. But now that keeps the double play in order. That's a big play. We'll see if Shaw can take advantage.
Stepping off, looking them back.
That's a smart play there by Shaw. You have nothing to lose by doing the inside move. Maybe they'll tee their hand. Maybe they'll get caught being a little too aggressive off second base.
Squaring to bunt, popped up, laying out, and uh-oh, this is going to be trouble in fair territory. Everybody's going to be safe. I know he wanted to make the spectacular play. Scoop, in hindsight, you cannot fault the aggressiveness by a great athlete, but would he have been better served to let that ball bounce?
Well, you know, hindsight's 20/20, but the fact that that's the way Cody Shaw is going to play. You know, if he comes up with that baseball, it's going to be 2. But you're right. You know, you're up a run right now. Just make sure of the out. But now another great opportunity for the Bobcats, as they have the bases loaded.
This is their best of the ball game. I mean, bases loaded and nobody out. Right now you're playing to limit the damage, and if you're Shaw, you've got to be around the plate here. The last thing you want to do is walk in a run.
And perhaps you have one of your best hitters and cleanup batter, Brayton Loomis, as well. So right now, Defiance corners are in, middle infield playing for 2.
There is an out at any base. We'll wait and see. This one, woo! Coach Riggs has his dancing shoes on. He leans back out of the way of a screaming liner just in front of his nose. 1-1.
You can see Shaw really trying to kind of bow his neck here and come up with the big pitch. At that time, the heater, Loomis a little bit behind it. Count even at 1-1. Huge pitch coming up right here.
Shaw out of the stretch. Deals, fouled away. Well, that's heads up on the softball diamond here, as that ball will bounce. The confines here at Defiance, there's enough space in between both diamonds, but at the same time, a high fly, or foul ball, I should say, is going to find the other diamond. 1-2. Big pitch for Shaw. Comes home. Misses inside.
That's a great 0-2 pitch there by Shaw. You know, that time after going away, he comes with the hard heat. Just misses the river there on the inside corner. But again, that's a quality miss there, kind of hitting the spots. And now you got to attack right here, 2-2.
2-2. This one punched and passed. A diving long at third. The tying run will come home. Rodenberger was on it immediately. He'll hit Zipfel, but we are now tied at 1.
Great piece of hitting that time from Loomis with 2 strikes on him. Doesn't try to do too much. He finds a hole on that left side. And Bowling Green now with 4 consecutive hits here in the 5th inning to tie things up.
And still nobody out. Bases remain loaded for Carter Earl.
And being just the 5th inning, Defiance is going to keep their middle infield deep, looking for that ground ball double play.
They will trade 2 for a run. Shaw comes from the stretch. Nice backhanded stop by Conley.
Again, just too many times here today. Shaw is falling behind hitters. Another first pitch ball that gets him behind in the count. Right now you can be a little bit more selective if you're the Bobcats.
Big sweeper there, and that is a delayed called strike.
That's a good pitch right there. Certainly one that Carter Earl was not happy with.
There you take a look at Cody Shaw. There is some action in the Defiance bullpen as this one misses downstairs. Going to try and get a number on the Bulldog warming up. 2-1. It's number 4. That is Luke Webb, who Coach told us they would go to first out of the pen if needed. And it may be a necessary situation right now with 3-1 the count.
Yeah, this could be the last pitch for Shaw if he doesn't execute right here. Another 3-ball count for the Bobcats.
He's in danger of walking in a run as he brings one right down central. Strike 2.
And I don't mind that take right there. You know, Earl's a guy that's already seen Shaw twice. He can make that adjustment, and Shaw's been about 50-50 with strikes and balls here this afternoon. Monster payoff pitch here.
Huge. This one shot the other way, right at Gomez. They flip the relay, double play. Score at 4-6-3. It could have been a lot worse for Defiance. Bowling Green puts the first 4 runners aboard. As it stands, the second run comes home, though, and it is now 2-1 Bobcats.
Well, that's huge, and there's the difference there, playing double play depth. If those infielders are in, that's a 2-run single up the middle. Instead, it's 4-6-3, Dick and Dan double play. And so now a chance for Shaw to really minimize things here in this 5th inning. And right now, if you're Bowling Green, you do not want to settle for just a couple runs here. You really have to get some separation.
Bros sends this one into shallow center field. Forced to play it on a hop is Borton. It fell where they weren't, and Bros helps out his own cause with a key 2-out RBI single to make it 3-1.
Tremendous job that time by Bros, and we talked about it. 2-out hits will win you a lot of baseball games, and that comes at a good time right there. And crooked number here for the Bobcats in this 5th inning.
Digging in right side. This is Brent Boston. Made a really nifty running catch an inning ago on a liner to right center field off the bat of Breslin Zipfel. Took away what would have been the second run of the ball game for Defiance.
What are we doing here?
As it stands, trying to keep the inning going here at the plate. Upstairs. Shaw is laboring. 2-0. Coach Weaver leaving him in, trying to get that elusive third out. This is high.
Again, the 3-ball counts continue to mount here, and look for Bowling Green to be awfully patient right here. trying to find a way to move another runner in scoring position.
3-0. This one finds its way in.
Yeah, good get me over fastball by Shaw. But once again, you can be selective if you're Bowling Green here, looking for a fastball down the middle.
Gets one inside, and he walked him. So runners at first and second, looking into the Defiance dugout. Still no, well, Coach Weaver is now working his way out, and he's already motioning to the bullpen. Was he motioning to see if he was ready?
Making sure he gets hot right away.
Yeah, but he's been out there warming up, and now he's throwing with a little bit more to it.
You know, Myers a guy that's had 2 walks against Shaw already.
And you get the feeling that this may be the last batter of the afternoon for Cody Shaw. He'd like to get through 5. Right now, ball 1. Don't have a pitch count for him, but a lot of marks in my book. It is elevated. Tries to guide that one over, and right now just struggling. Really has been a testament to, you always hear coaches talk about he's a bulldog. He might not be overpowering, but he competes. That has been Cody Shaw through the first 4 innings. He has found a way, but here in the 5th, they have tagged him.
Well, you flirted with fire too long. You know, they had 8 freebies coming to this inning, a 9th one here in this inning with the walk to Boston. And again, that's just not good math for your defense when you're giving the opposing team that many opportunities.
2-0. Webb is warm. As a matter of fact, they're coming in from the bullpen as this misses upstairs. And the body language right now for Shaw says it all. He's not happy with himself. You have the green light here on 3-0 if you're Boston, or pardon me, if you're Meyer.
Nope, 9-hitter. Make him throw a couple strikes here.
This one, strike 1.
Yeah, right now you can give him the green light, but it's got to be a fastball in your nitro zone, nothing else. If you work the count full, you're going to get those runners in motion, a chance to maybe score a couple on a base hit to the outfield.
3-1, ball 4, and we'll wait and see if Coach Weaver makes a trip to the mound. He is coming out. Unable to pick up that 3rd out here in the 5th inning. The bases are now loaded for the 2nd time this inning for BG. And Cody Shaw knows that his day on the bump is over. In comes Luke Webb. It's still a tight ball game at 3-1 with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th, but the base is juiced. Defiance realizes no more insurance. What we will do is take this quick timeout for this call to the bullpen, brought to you by First Insurance Group. We'll give you the numbers on Luke Webb when we come back. You're watching DCTV Sports. There you take a look at number 4, Luke Webb. He is a 5'8" senior, seeing his first action of the season. He is coming back from an early season injury. They had hoped to start him, and they still may. Probably, obviously, tomorrow is going to be Breslin Zipfel. But depending on how much he has to labor here in relief, odds are he's going to start this weekend, and if not this weekend, certainly next weekend. But One more ace to add to that bullpen, Scoop, and they are really high on this young man.
Yeah, and why not? You just can't have enough lefties, but he's another one of those guys that's going to go out there and compete. He's got a full repertoire of pitches, and he has the confidence to throw any pitch to any count, which makes him very lethal at the high school level. But boy, he inherits a tough situation here as the bases are full of Bobcats here, 2 outs.
This is the dirtiest of dirty situations you could inherit as a reliever. This one a ground ball. Zippel flips to Gomez, and how about that? One pitch, and they get the all-important third out on the force at second. That will do it for the Bobcats here in the top of the 5th. Not before they come up big. 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and the bases left aboard. Defiance's offense has got some work to do as we head to the bottom of the frame. Don't you go anywhere. We'll have it for you when we come back on DCTV. Bottom of the 5th, we'll bring up the 8, 9, and then leadoff hitters for Defiance. Tyson Williamson will lead it off. Cohen Stockman on deck, and Brady Borton in the hole. Bowling Green put up a crooked number in the top half of this frame. 3 runs on 5 hits. It could have been worse as they left the bases loaded. Defiance's offense woulda, coulda, shoulda on a couple of occasions tonight in Scoop. So often you hear, got to get an insurance run, got to get an insurance run. Well, top half of this frame is exactly why you need insurance whenever you get the opportunity. As we come out of our first insurance group call to the bullpen, no need to for this young man, as Bowling Green, soft-handed throwing lefty Will Brose, has been crafty. He has been absolutely masterful.
He's thrown about 80% first pitch strikes, so he continues to get Defiance hitters in negative counts. You remember in high school baseball, the difference being ahead of the count, behind the count is usually about 220 points in your batting average.
Boy, he is really, his fastball, from what Coach Biggs was telling us, was in the mid-70s. So, I mean, it is school zone. But when you take a look at his off-speed stuff, his soft stuff, it just looks like Defiance hitters have yet to really measure him. And then when he does throw that 75-mile-an-hour fastball, like you saw right there, it slows your bat down. They can't gauge him.
It does. It makes it tricky to time, and the fact that a lot of times you've seen guys that throw mid-70s, low 70s, upper 60s, you overswing. And there we
like
saw
there.
it right there on the 12-6 hammer. And another strikeout for William Brose, his 6th of the afternoon. And always huge to get that first hitter out.
So that'll bring up the 9-hole. Cohen Stockman, who is also a strikeout victim this evening. We're going to have a pinch hitter. It looks like we will. Did Rodenberger's name get called there? Yes, number 14. I'm looking for blue pins because they have 4 different jersey sets here. This is Rodenberger, first pitch swinging, sends this one down the left field line. It's going deep behind the bullpen. He took a long turn, but he's going to stand up into second with a 1-out double.
Tremendous job by Rodenberger, who wasted little time. Once he stepped in the batter's box, he was ready to go. And that's the importance of staying in the game. When you're in the dugout there, you study the pitcher. You know he's attacking the zone early and often. He came up swinging there, and he gets something cooking here for Defiance with a stand-up double just inside that left field foul line.
So Grant Rodenberger trying to get things moving as the lineup turns over for Brady Borton. Borton 1 for 2, the one, a big one. It gave Defiance a short-lived lead as he went yard over about the 335 mark down the left field line. Digging in here. He represents the tying run. This one gets dirty. Rodenberger, nice dirt ball read. Late pop slide into third, and all of a sudden a little bit more energy in that Defiance dugout.
Well, that's huge because those freebies and that extra 90 feet, we've already talked about it, but now, you know, Defiance, yeah, they love to put up a crooked number here, but if they can just get something on the board, you know, Bowling Green, you need that shutdown inning after your offense just put up 3 in the top half of the frame. The last thing you want to do is kind of shift the momentum to Defiance's side of the field. But right now, Defiance, a little bit more energy right now.
2-0 the count as this one trying to nibble on the inside corner, ball 3, and Bros a pitch away from putting the tying run aboard.
Boy, this is one of the few times that Bros has worked himself into a 3-ball count.
Oh, look at that. That is a hammer. That was a true 12-6. And he came with a 3-0 count with it. How's that for confidence in your pitch? Coming over the top there, and whoops, not just yet, Brady Borton. That was a delayed call by the home plate umpire for strike 2.
Great looking pitch, you know, right there, kind of on the edge of the river there between the black and the left-handed batter's box.
Payoff pitch, he busted him inside, and did that hit him? Or it was just pointing down to first base, all right? For a second, I thought they might ring him up. He has worked both halves of the plate very effectively tonight. That didn't look like it missed much by our home plate camera.
Boy, that was a tough take that time by Borton, because you're right. That thing was looking down the middle of the plate, had a lot of late break to it, but it just missed that inside corner. But what that does, it puts a tying run on first base with just 1 out here in the home half of inning 5.
Torn long takes inside. Runner goes down to second, then they will throw, but he's late, and now the double steal is on as Rodenberger comes home to make it 3-2. That was a gutsy play to throw down to second.
Well, I love the call there. That time it was a delayed steal as we saw Borton kind of wait. He just got a little secondary lead, then he took off, and when you make that catcher hesitate a little bit, that throw's always late, and a good read there by Rodenberger from third base as Grant is able to score easily on that. And now the tying run in scoring position.
Boy, how things have changed in just a couple of at-bats. Bros out of the stretch with a 1-1 count. 1 out, tying run at second. This one, a nice stop by Carter Earl.
You know, a lot of times, too, you know, those double steals can kind of get in the pitcher's head a little bit. I know Bros is a veteran, but it can't help but make him think about what if and woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Runner goes from second, hit and run. This one popped up. He's got to hustle to get back. Then he might be dead meat. The throw to second. The throw was high, and he slides in safely. Tell you what, that was a 90-foot sprint by Brady Borton.
Whew. Great job by Borton getting back. You know, actually he overslid third base, and did not retouch third coming back. I doubt if this will get appealed.
We'll wait and see. I don't think, now it happened right in front of the BG dugout, and
nobody, unless you're a coach, you really don't look for those types of things. I always do, and they're going to get away with that right there.
Here's Garrett Rodenberger digging in. First pitch swinging, chopped foul, third base side. Well, was that the hit and run or the run and hit with Borton trying to steal third?
That was a run and hit. You know, he got to jump. That's one of those things. You're on your own. You got the green light, and you get to jump in the pitcher. A little bit easier with the lefty there, so he had a tremendous jump, but unfortunately had to tag back up after that towering fly ball to short.
Rodenberger got a good pitch to work with and fouled it straight back. Just didn't get the sweet spot of the bat on it. The 0-2. Rodenberger trying to come up big with a 2-out hit. Boy, Bros has a lot of confidence in his bender.
Again, that's just a smart pitch there. You're up 0-2. You don't want anything he can hurt you with, but again, that's a quality pitch. you know, even though it missed off the plate, it really wasn't a miss. He hit a spot right there. That's just a great hold that time.
The 1-2, runner goes, pitch in the dirt, no throw. So continuing to be aggressive as the tying run now just 90 feet away. And Rodenberger now looking at a 2-ball, 2-strike count. But Borton's taking a good walking lead. You see it right there at third. Rose deals. Count runs full.
All right, calm down now.
Looks like we may have the beginnings of some stirrings in the BG bullpen. Rose deals. This one popped up, drifting, left side, giving chase in foul territory, and making the running catch. Kunzman ends the inning. He had room. He had a couple of teammates helping him out as well, and he makes the catch. So that will do it for Defiance here in the bottom of the 5th. Not before they pick up 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left aboard. Pitcher's duel just got a little tighter at Defiance. Bobcats 3, Bulldogs 2. Back with the top of the 6th when we come back on DCTV Sports. Back at Defiance, top of the 6th. Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller. Bowling Green, 3 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. Defiance, 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors. It's been a pitcher's duel with just enough offense to keep things interesting, but now the first full innings worth of work for reliever Luke Webb. This is his first action of the season. He'd been injured earlier this year. He inherited a dirty situation a frame ago. Came in with the bases juiced and 2 outs, and on 1 pitch got a ground ball to short to end it on a forced play at second. He will now face, looks like this is going to be the top of the order. They're rolling it over. Rhett Winger, Casey Dean on deck, Logan Knifer in the hole.
Yeah, right now, if you're Defiance, you need that shutdown inning. Your offense just got your run back. Now throw up a 0. Keep momentum on your side of the field.
First pitch is a strike. Winger 1 for 3 tonight.
Yeah, he led off that last inning where 3 Bobcats ended up coming around and score. Him being the first one.
Winger. Tell you what, if Tim can tighten up just a little bit for us to give us a better look behind home plate. This one, a strike, and got him looking. Wow.
A great looking pitch that time by Luke Webb. He kind of paints it the river. That's a Premier Bank strikeout.
Yes, it is.
And that'll be his first. 5 for the Defiance pitching staff if you count the 4 from Cody Shaw. But always a great way to start off the inning.
So here's junior Casey Dean digging in. He is 2 for 3. As there was some action in the BG bullpen, Andrew Claypool has finished warming up. This one fouled straight back. The confines here, again, depending on how a ball is hit, but it is not uncommon for a softball to find its way onto the baseball field or vice versa. It's a beautiful complex, but the confines are tight. 1 ball, 1 strike. Webb deals. That might have grazed the jersey, but the umpire says nope. 2-1. And now you see the contradiction in lefties as Webb deals, swing and a miss. That ball was almost in the mitt of Christian Conley before Dean released. You've got the soft throwing cagey lefty for Bowling Green in Brose, and Luke Webb looks like he can bring a little more. Just want a liner into left, laying out and making a tremendous diving catch. Garrett Rodenberger with a Webb jam.
Wow, what a big-time play by Rodenberger. Highway robbery. That had extra bases written all over it, and he caught that ball inches above the turf, completely sold out on it. My goodness.
You guys can zoom in him on a little bit. He's got a little bit of swagger as he's backing up a little bit more now as the defense playing a little deeper in the outfield. I tell you what, Scoop, that is feast or famine, because if he doesn't come up with that, that's easily 3. It might be an inside the park homer.
Yeah, it's easily 3, just depending on how quick he can get up and chase down, because not only was he going toward the line, he was coming in as well.
Yep.
So he would have had to chase that thing down a long way. But again, you're not going to see a finer play anywhere. That's just a big-time play there from Rodenberger, and it comes at a great time. It keeps the minimum on Defiance's side, even though they still trail by a run here in the 6th inning.
So 1-1 after the pitch being fouled back. Fouled back again, now 1-2.
Well, you have to really like Luke Webb. He's really doing a good job of.
He's bringing it.
Moving the ball around, and again, getting guys in negative counts. The batting average just drops with each and every strike, and another 2-strike count coming up here.
And he pulls a string there and gets him swinging. Webb strikes out 2 of the 3 hitters he faces, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left the board. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. BG still hanging on to a 1-run lead. It's 3-2. Defiance coming to the plate when we come back on DCTV Sports. There's a good look at some skies that are turning just a little bit grayer. Now, the forecast did not call for rain, but partly cloudy versus partly sunny. Right now it would be partly sunny if you are in a Bowling Green uniform, maybe partly cloudy if you're in a Defiance uniform, because the Bobcats own a 1-run lead as we've got a, well, we're not going to have a delay in the play here as the ball gets past it. It's all right, Claypool. We didn't see a thing. We didn't see a thing. No balls and 2 strikes to Noah Gomez. The tying run right now is in the box. We're working our way towards the tail end of this one. Bulldogs down to their final 6 outs. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gomez 0 for 2. He reached on an air. Ground ball, diving stop by the third baseman. What a play and a tremendous throw by Braden Loomis.
Wow, you talk about web jam. We saw it right there once again after Rodenberger made the tremendous play in the top half of the inning. You're not going to see a better play anywhere than what we saw from Braden Loomis to take away a base hit there from Noah Gomez. Wow, that's huge, especially to start things out here in the sixth.
Reason they call it the hot corner, and he was on it. Big play to open up the sixth. Christian Conley digs in from the right side, 0-1. Conley 1 for 2 with a single. Do not have a pitch count for Will Brose, but it is elevated. As this one, there's that big sweeping bender, rolls right off the table, strike 2. That thing is a hammer.
It really is. It's got such great run to it. It really covers a long ways here. So much movement to it. But Brent Defiance now just one time here tonight. They've got their leadoff man on base, and boy,
makes
that
a
makes
difference.
it tough to put runs on the board. But we've also talked how Defiance does such a great job of extending innings and finding ways to score with 2 outs.
3-1. This one into left field, playable. Wynn knocks it down. Boy, Kuntzman almost went back one step too many. They always coach you on a ball hit right at you. Take a step in, take a step in first and then gauge it. And he played that well.
He really did a tremendous job of getting behind that baseball and securing it. And now 2 quick outs. Defiance has had a runner on base in each and every inning, but can Bowling Green sit them down in order here in the home half of inning 6?
Ligon digging in. Brose looking for a 1-2-3 inning. It would be his first since the first. As this one fouled back over towards our side.
I remember that first inning, he walked number 3 hitter Garrett Rodenberger, but then quickly was able to pick him off. So did see the minimum number.
Ligon taking his time. Brose working over a new baseball. There's that big bender again. That one just a little short.
That's so tempting. It starts out, you know, right down the middle, waist high, but times it gets to the plate, it's down there near the dirt at the ankles.
Well, it misses up, and you think he's giving you a piece of candy, and then all of a sudden it just rolls off the tabletop. It's just a tough pitch. As Ligon fouls this one away, deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. BG trying to hang on to a 1-run lead. Ligon refuses to leave the box. On the way, downstairs in the cellar. The count is full.
Ligon's been a tough guy to strike out all season long. Just 1 strikeout to his credit. Right now, payoff pitch coming.
Got him swinging, strike 3. Ligon was amped up, couldn't catch up. And the Bulldogs go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We are through 6. Top of the 7th when we come back. Bowling Green 3, Defiance 2. You're watching DCTV Sports. Top of the 7th, we welcome you back to Defiance. Bowling Green, 3 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. Defiance, 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors. Luke Webb, number 4, first action of the season coming off of injury, has done a fantastic job in relief. Came in with the bases loaded and 2 down in the 5th, got the out, and then got a 1-2-3 frame an inning ago. And his job, keep it where it is. As this one grounded deep to second, and Gomez, he stumbled as he got up. I'm still not sure a good throw would have got him. That was deep on the outfield grass, and that should go as an infield single.
Yeah, no question. That's an infield single. Good job going up the hole by Gomez, but it looked like he lost his footing there on the turf, and by the time he's able to gather himself, you're just not going to throw out Loomis. And Bowling Green has their leadoff man on base here once again.
I never had the benefit of playing on turf, and I won't say how long ago it's been, but I will just say Reagan was in office. But when you deal with slightly warmer weather like this, does that turf tend to get a little bit greasy at all? Does the footing become an issue, especially when you start to hit twilight like this?
Well, it can. You know, it can, especially when we've had the precipitation we've had this week and the humidity where it's been. But again, Defiance is probably going to have an edge because not a lot of high school teams are going to have the reps playing on turf. And maybe that's why Bowling Green loves to play over here. I think this is at least the 3rd straight year that these two have played right here at Defiance. And why not? What a gorgeous facility. And you also have the ability to play under the lights.
Yep.
To get you some important reps there in case you run to that down the road in the tournament.
0-2 the count to Carter Earl. Swing and a miss. He nibbled on the outside corner. Earl couldn't lay off of it, but he couldn't catch up to it. Strike 3.
Well, Luke Webb really continues to impress here. Just locating all those pitches. Did not let that leadoff infield single to Loomis bother him. And just, again, just amazed how Defiance just churns in pitcher after pitcher over the years.
That is another Premier Bank strikeout. So they're getting it done as the runner goes. This one scoots away to the backstop, and again, I couldn't tell. It was partially screened out by Coach Biggs. I'm assuming that's a wild pitch.
I think that will go down as a wild pitch. So the freebies continue to mount. That's the 11th freebie given up here by Defiance. And also remember, Bowling Green has 3 stolen bases on top of those freebies, but yet still just sitting at 3 runs, and those all came back in the 5th inning.
So the count 1-0, the count to Bros. He's helped out his own cause. He had an RBI single back in the 5th. He is 1 for 2 with a walk today. The 1-2. Off the mark.
Quality pitch right there. Tried to locate that fastball right on the inside edge. Just misses off the plate there in the river.
So 2-0. That's a good frame job. You see the runner at second. You see the full plate and the batter in the box. 2-0. Lefty-lefty matchup. Webb. Comes set, deals. And there's a slider for a strike.
Great looking pitch right there. Again, you're down 2-0 in the count. You come up with that pitch in that spot. Well, that's huge. And right now the Defiance outfield kind of really creeping in here to throw out a would-be run if they try to score on a base knock.
Well, all of a sudden it's now 3-1. There is action in the BGBP.
You don't have to give in right here. You've got 7, 8, 9 coming up. You've got 1 out. You got first base open. It really, you want to keep this a 3-2 game.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think you don't give in right here. You come up with your pitch.
3-1. He brings it right across the heart of the plate. Strike 2. Had a little bit of glove side run.
Yes, it does. That ball's got excellent movement on it, and you combine that, the fact that he can throw it in any count.
Payoff pitch coming here. Webb checks the runner at second. Loomis, and they step off. He had a good lead, but nobody was covering. No pick play on. Andrew Claypool is now playing some long toss in the BG bullpen. We'll see if his services will be needed in the 7th. This one, fisted. Slow roll it at first, and uh-oh, there's miscommunication. Ligon reaches out to make the tag, and it looks like they do get him.
What a smart play that time by
Wow.
Khalil Ligon. The only play he had was to make the tag. You saw Webb trying to get over there right away. That ball kind of in no man's land, but what a heads-up play by Ligon, and that's a huge out.
Yep.
Because now there is two, and so now you can just bear down, work on the hitter if you're Luke Webb.
Tell you what, there's where it pays to be 6'5" as your first baseman at Ligon, too. If he's 5'10", the runner's probably safe.
Yeah, and this is one of those plays, it's really hard to teach, especially at the high school level, but when you see the first baseman in that situation, you have to get down and slide and make that tag impossible. But again, that's a lot easier said than done. You remember, these guys don't get a lot of reps in this neck of the woods. You know, these guys are practically going from one sport to the next with a very short preseason. But wow, that was a huge play there by Ligon once again.
1-1 the count to Boston. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. Big hefty swing comes up empty. 1-2. Looking ahead for Defiance in the bottom of the 7th. They'll need at least one. It'll be the bottom of the order. 7, 8, 9, Zippel, Williamson, and Rodenberger. Swing and a miss. Bottom fell out of that pitch. Boston comes up empty. And no damage done here in the top of the 7th by Bowling Green. Despite getting the leadoff man aboard, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left aboard at third. We will head to the bottom of the frame. Defiance needs at least one, or this one is in the books. We'll have it for you when we come back. You're watching DCTV Sports. Back at Defiance High School, there you get a look at the sun disappearing behind the clouds. It has turned gray. A little bit of a breeze. Temperature was in the low 70s when we started. You can tell there's a little bit of an edge on things. Bottom of the 7th, host Bulldogs down to their final 3 outs. Bowling Green, 3 runs on 9 hits, 1 error. Bulldogs, 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors. Bottom of the 7th brings up the bottom of the order. It will be Zipfel, Williamson on deck, Rodenberger in the hole. Tying run in the plate. Zipfel first pitch swinging, fouls it away. Actually, that was an 0-1 count. Make it 0-2. Zipfel, tremendous defensive shortstop, but the average not anywhere where he wants it at 261. As he takes an off-speed bender, gets dirty from Will Brose. Brose trying to finish out a full game. And he has been masterful.
He really has. He's had so many hitters in 0-2 counts, and he had one right here, but now the count 1-2 to Zipfel.
Kicks, deals, busts him inside. 2-2.
Defiance trying to get their leadoff man aboard here just the 2nd time tonight.
Boy, Bro's working quickly. Going opposite field. Right center field. Whoa, and my goodness, I'm not sure if that ball came back into him. Casey Dean, battling the wind, makes a nifty catch.
And credit to Bowling Green, they continue to make plays on the defensive side of things. And that time, Casey Dean had to go a long way. That looked like that was going to hunt right away off the bat. But again, great coverage that time, and wow, that's a huge out. Defiance once again unable to get their leadoff man on base.
So here's Williamson digging in. He is 0 for 2 with a pop out to short and a strikeout swinging. Scoop so often you hear it. And actually, this is not going to be Williamson. We're going to have a pinch hitter here. I'm sorry. This is number 26. Blue pins. This is going to be Abel Rubio.
They're Rubio takes a strike right there, count even here at 1-1.
Fouls this one away. Abel Rubio, a tremendous wrestler and football player. Scoop, he got the start Tuesday night against Van Werten left, and he threw a seed on one hop to get the runner trying to score rounding third. He's got a tremendous arm. Is this one a ground ball to short? Gobbled up by Winger across the diamond and on the hop. Kniper cannot find it. Did he turn? Rubio quickly gets back to the bag. We're waiting for the umpire to make the call, and he's still staring. He hasn't made a definitive call, but Rubio's going to stay put. And you call that an error on the throw?
Yeah, I think that's going to go down E6. Credit to Bowling Green catcher Carter Earl to get down there right away. They're nearly able to get Rubio from behind, but Rubio does his job, and now Defiance, both times they've gone to pinch hitters, have gotten guys on base.
Wow, Rodenberger squares to bunt. He pulls back, slash was on, and he fouls it straight back. Boy, Loomis was charging on the bunt, and anytime that happens, your life flashes in front of your eyes if you're a charging third baseman.
Well, pretty well executed that time, other than they fouled it back.
Yep.
They really had Loomis out of position, just trying to hit a ball hard to that
Boy,
left
he's
side.
coming in again. The pick over to first. One down, but the tying run is aboard here in the bottom of the seventh. With one out, I was going to say, you anticipate the slash again here, don't you? He's not laying a bunt down or a sacrifice with one out, is he?
No, I do not believe he's doing that at all.
He takes Ian outside, and Carter Earl was thinking about a snap throw down to first, but there's no need to.
Yeah, on that slash, you draw the third baseman in, you get a middle infielder to cover second base, and it gives you a lot more real estate. You don't have to hit it hard, you just have to execute
He's
it.
showing it again, and this one popped up. Playable Earl. Careful, there's a collision, and Earl hangs on to the baseball. 2 away.
Wow, that's a big play by Earl. That was trouble. Anytime you have the catcher, he has his back to home plate, that ball usually goes away from him. The fact that he collided with Brose did not make that an easy play, but right now Defiance down to their final out. We'll see if they try to put Rubio in motion there at first base.
Top of the order, and Borton digs in. First pitch swinging. He is 1 for 2 with a walk, the one hit, a solo homer over the 325 mark in left center field, and that was with the wind blowing in. This one well struck. Diving stop by Loomis. He'll go to second. Got him! And Bowling Green hangs on for the second time tonight. The Bobcat third baseman makes a spectacular diving play.
That's an incredible play there by Braden Loomis, and maybe it fitting into this game, Brent, the fact that Bowling Green played so well defensively. They got a huge outing on the bump there from William Brose, and they had to earn it today, but they came in and did what not many teams were able to do, coming into Defiance, and they pulled out a 3-2 thriller here this afternoon.
Yep. 3 runs on 9 hits, 1 error for Bowling Green, 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors for Defiance, and some flashy defense by the Bobcats, especially third baseman Braden Loomis, to wrap this one up. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have a Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show. Final score, Bobcats 3, Bulldogs 2. You're watching DCTV Sports. scoop where it might have been a lot worse, but just production up and down the lineup. Rhett Winger going 1 for 4 with a run scored. Casey Dean 2 for 4 with a run scored. Logan Knight for 2 for 4 with a run scored. Braden Loomis didn't just do it in the field. He did it at the plate, 2 for 4 with an RBI. Carter Earl 1 for 3 with an RBI. And Brose helped out his own cause going 1 for 3 with an RBI. When you get 2/3 of your lineup either with an RBI or a run scored, you're probably going to win a ball game.
You're exactly right. And credit Bowling Green, you know, they had a lot of freebies that Defiance gave them early, but they couldn't capitalize, and a lot of times that could deflate you. But they strung together those 5 hits there in the 5th inning, accounted for all 3 of the runs, and then the defense took over. But really, they won it in every phase. Their pitching was just lights out. Their defense was stellar, and, of course, their offense, very aggressive we saw. They stole 3 bases. They took advantage of a lot of opportunities. But, again, when you bunch your hits together, that'll win you some games.
Brose picks up the win. It was masterful. Tough luck loser tonight. Again, Cody Shaw did a great job. He got himself in, got himself out of trouble in 2 of the first 3 innings. 1 inning, though, spelled the difference. And when Bowling Green put their first 4 runners aboard, that just makes it awfully difficult.
Yeah, it does. And the one thing, though, on Cody Shaw, you know he's going to compete out there.
Yes.
He did not have his best stuff tonight, but the fact he went out there, he overcame a lot of adversity. But, again, you know, this was one of those high school baseball games that was won. It wasn't lost.
Exactly.
You know, Bowling Green kept staying the course. They strung those hits together. And Shaw, you know, boy, he's a great option for Coach Rick Weaver. Boy, he's a tough guy to tie him up when he's got that fastball. When he can locate that with his secondary pitches, good luck trying to hit that young man.
Also, good to see Luke Webb on the bump. His first action of the season, coming back from an injury, we'll call it, earlier this season, but inherited a very dirty inning. Bases loaded with 2 outs on his very first pitch. Got a ground ball, a force at second to get out, and then went 1-2-3 in the next frame. There's more depth that this Defiance bullpen is going to love to have.
Yeah, I was looking forward to seeing him pitch, and wow, he did not disappoint. You know, he's got a full arsenal of pitches. He's another guy that does not just have a great arm, but he knows how to pitch. So he's going to get more reps. And when he does, boy, he's going to be another force, I think, for Defiance. And their pitching staff just seems to be deep each and every year.
Offensively for the Bulldogs, Brady Borton going 1 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. He broke the scoreboard first with a shot over about the .335 mark in left field against a pretty strong wind. After that, I've got Torn Long going 1 for 3. But only 2 more hits. Kristen Conley went 1 for 3, and Grant Rodenberger picking up a hit as a pinch hitter. The bottom half of the order scoop, with the exception of Rodenberger picking up the pinch hit, went 0 for 9 this afternoon.
Yeah, they're going to have to get a little bit more production there throughout the lineup, but certainly a spark there was Grant Rodenberger with that nice double. He later came around to score one of the 2 Defiance runs, but you know, this is a team that no one's going to feel sorry for Defiance, you know. But this is why they schedule, you know, some of these tough NLL teams, the fact that you want to get tested, you want to kind of get exposed a little bit in some of those areas where you can clean them up, as Defiance would like to get on back of the WBL this year after falling 2nd place last year to Wapakoneta.
Well, with the win, the Bobcats now 7-4. Again, as Scoop mentioned, this was a non-conference matchup, so it doesn't affect their NLL, Northern Lakes League record at 2-3. Likewise for the Bulldogs, this is just their 2nd loss of the season. They dropped to 7-2, but still remain perfect in the Western Buckeye League at 3-0. We anticipate being joined by at least one of our 2 coaches, certainly Coach Weaver, as he is making the post-game rounds as well. So what we're going to do is take a quick timeout. We're back with more of the Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center post-game show right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show continues here at Defiance. Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller, waiting to get to the first of, I believe we're going to get both coaches on for postgame. Coach Riggs talking with his team before they're heading to the bus. As the Bobcats make the trip over 24, they'll head back 24 with a 3-2 win. They wrap out 9 hits, committing 1 error this afternoon. The Bulldogs 2 runs on 5 hits and no errors. With the loss, Bulldogs now 7-2 overall. This does not affect their WBL record, though. They remain unbeaten at 3-0. The Bobcats now 7-4, likewise out of conference. It does not affect their Northern Lakes League record at 2-3. And I see Coach Riggs working his way over to our broadcast tent here. We've got a headset for him. I know that that slope takes a little out of those knees, so we'll give him a chance to go ahead. Make sure we get his best side right here, Coach, right in the middle. We always have dignitaries in the middle. So
I feel special.
Congratulations. What a ball game. Pitcher's duel. Just enough offense to keep things interesting. But let's start with your guy on the hill here today. Lefty, crafty is the term Scoop and I were using. Lords is going to be getting a pretty good one.
I tell you what, he was on it today, and I know he has that ability. He's been that way most of the year for us. 1 or 2 outings he's struggled a little bit, but he's right around the plate. He throws good off-speed pitches and keeps the hitters off balance, and he gets them out. So I mean, this is a huge win for us. Defiance has kind of had our number for a few years, and it's really good to come here and get a win.
Yeah, and he never panicked. I mean, Wilbros was in control out there, even with the early home run that gave Defiance the early lead. You never saw a change in his body language.
No, he's pretty stoic. He's a pretty good. Just run of the mill, just keeps everything internally and doesn't really let anybody show that he's probably freaking out there. You know, bottom of the 7th, and you know, so. But he doesn't show it. He's a really good kid, and I'm so happy for him and this team. Actually, I mean, I tell you, blows me away. This is a huge win for us.
And Coach, talk about your defense a little bit. I thought you guys were stellar out there. You know, even though Bros did a great job keeping them off balance, you guys made play after play. And you have to do that against Defiance because the time you give them extra outs, they're going to come back. No, for sure.
They're a really good team, good hitting team, have been for years. And I tell you, I knew their pitching was going to be good, and we just had to come in here and squeak some by, hit and run here, bunt here. We did play some small ball in the middle part of the game there. But I think our defense was phenomenal today. And I always tell our identity as a team is we're going to pitch to contact and play good defense. And because we just don't have we have a pitching staff that's not flamethrowers. We don't have that guy that can just go in there and throw it by everybody. We're going to be crafty. We're going to pitch to contact and play good defense, and that's what we did.
In particular, your third baseman, Braden Loomis. There was one play in particular where Rodenberger put the slash on, and he's charging, and he turned around, and I know he gave you a smile, but you could see the fear in his eyes. His light flashed right in front of his face. That's part of the game, but he made 2 spectacular plays, one to take away a threat and then one to end the ball game.
Braden is a big hockey player for us in our school and did really well this year, and he's phenomenal. His hands are really, really good. He's got middle hands, and he plays a really good third base, good quick action, good strong arm. And yeah, he played a phenomenal game today.
And Coach, talk a little bit. You guys missed some opportunities early where Defiance, out of character, gave you a lot of freebies. You had some walks, some wild pitches, but yet you really didn't capitalize. What's that kind of do to the mindset? You guys seem to regroup and not let it phase you. Talk about that a little bit.
No, it was a huge part of us coming into this game. Our previous game, we lost it because we let the team get into our head a little bit, and we started booting it a little bit, and we just didn't make the plays. And I told them today, hey, no matter what, ups and downs, we're going to stay the same, and we're going to stay focused on getting the next out, the next pitch, the next inning. We're not going to focus on the end result. We're going to focus on the next pitch. And I think they did that today, and I'm super proud of them. And I can tell you that this team, this is who they are. They just have to believe it themselves. I think that's a key thing for us.
No rest for the weary. You're at Findlay tomorrow night. This weekend's going to be busy. When you finally get warm weather, you want to play. Coaches want to practice, but how do you build on this win?
Oh no question. We're going to come ready for Findlay tomorrow. We're going to do some things a little differently. Probably throw a kid who's got a little more velo, but still same as Will. He's crafty. He throws well, and I think that even our guy that was slotted for second tonight will probably get a start this week, maybe against the early part of the week at Clay.
Coach, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Road win. Good luck the rest of the way. Thanks for joining us.
By the way, just so on your point, we left 17 on base. I couldn't believe it. 17 on base. So, yeah, crazy.
We
But
didn't
thank
get
you.
a pool going or anything like that, Coach, so you don't have to worry about it.
17 on well, thank you so much. I appreciate you having me.
Congratulations.
Have a good one. Yep.
We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, I believe we'll have Coach Weaver joining us. Again, a fantastic ball game here this evening, but the Bobcats spoil this one 3-2. We're back right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports. And welcome back, DCTV Sports. The Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show continues. What a ball game here this afternoon. Finally, we got some decent playing weather. The game was meant to be played in this kind of weather. And when you try and basically gut it out through, middle of March, end of March, even the first couple of weeks of April. Scoop and I have joked before, there's a fifth season in the Midwest. It's called Sprinter, because you don't really have winter, you don't really have spring. Today, finally, first pitch in the mid-70s, first pitch, and it showed in a pitcher's duel. Unfortunately for the Bobcats, they come up just a run short, 3-2. But Coach Weaver joining us right now for our postgame. Coach, this one's tough because two good teams really left it out on the field this afternoon.
And I knew coming in that's the ball game it's going to be. We've been playing BG for 25 years since I've been here, and every game is like that. Their guy threw a great game, the little lefty. Doesn't throw hard, but he spots it. Could throw his breaker for a strike, doesn't walk guys, and then their defense made plays behind him, and that gave him the win.
How tough was he to pick up? You're talking about Bros. He's going to Lords at the end of this year, so they're getting a pretty good one. But that fastball, by Coach Riggs' admission, is only in the mid to upper 70s if he's humping it up. But he just changed eye level. He worked both halves of the plate. And when he's bringing off speed at probably, upper 60s?
Yeah.
That 75-mile-an-hour fastball all of a sudden looks like 85. How tough was he to pick up?
Yeah, it's crazy over the years. Those are the type of guys that give us more trouble than the guy that throws 85, 86. I think you get a little lefty like that, I think you have a tendency maybe to relax or not as focused in there where the guy's throwing harder. But credit to him. He did a good job. He threw a complete game. And it's funny when you look at the other end of our guy's throwing mid to upper 80s, and they scratch out 3 runs all on the one inning. But that's baseball for you, and that's what makes it a great game.
Coach, I know it's never easy to be on the losing side of a game, but, your kids overcame a lot of adversity, I thought, earlier. You gave up a lot of freebies kind of out of character, but yet you kind of kept yourselves in the game, but just couldn't quite get that offense going. What are some things you think you need to turn around here as you get into the meat and bones of the WBL?
Our biggest problem offense right now is our two-strike approach. We don't make an adjustment. We aren't willing to shorten up and put the ball in play. And like I said, credit him, but I don't think that's a 7-strikeout pitcher against us. That's the kind of guy that gets a lot of ground outs, and I just don't think we're making great adjustments. And then when we did hit a couple balls hard, Brez Zipfel hit 2 in the outfield, center field and right fielder made nice plays, and then the third baseman made 2 nice plays there in the 6th and the 7th inning. So credit to them. They made the plays when they had to. And Cody in this, I think it was the 5th when we gave up the 3 runs. It was a little dribbler. We didn't make the play.
Couple bunts.
Bunt, and Cody tried to make a diving play. You can't fault that. I mean, he just couldn't come in. And then we got the double play, and we're like, hey, we can get out of this with 2 runs, and then credit them. They had the big shot hit that got them to 3. But really, the other really nice thing for us was to see Luke Webb throw the way he did. He got sick down in Florida, and from day one we've been counting on him. We knew we were going to need him, and to see him come in and throw like that is really refreshing as the year goes on.
You take a look at that. That gives you more depth, obviously. How does that affect who's going to be frontline guys and how you use guys on the back end? Or is it still too early right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think right now Breslin's solidified himself as the one. And then we feel we have two really good guys in Khalil Ligon and Cody Shaw at 2-3. And then right now probably I'd say Luke falls in that 4 and in the middle relief guy. I mean, and Scoop knows from high school if you really only need 3 pitchers because just the way everything rolls down, it's not like the major leagues where it's every single day. So you get 3 solid starters and 1 good reliever. That's a pretty good staff that you can work with.
Well, and kind of piggybacking on what you were saying, Cody competed today. I mean, I know this is tough, 1 inning. Otherwise, this is a different ball game. But you focus on the positives here with Cody. He's going to have more opportunity.
He's had 3 varsity starts. He's young. Our whole staff is young, and that's what I said at the beginning of the year is it's a talented staff, but it's an experience. So you're going to have growing pains. But when you look at what Cody did, I thought he threw tremendous. I really did. They maybe hit 2 balls hard. He gets himself into trouble with the walks. That's what hurt him his other starts. And he's been able to get out of all of them, and he almost did today, but he gave up the 3 spot. But to sit where we're at with our staff, we're excited for the rest of the season for sure.
Yeah, and Coach, talk about a little bit about this nice rivalry you have with BG. You guys schedule up every year. You try to play the best. And how's that going to pay off for you down the road?
I'm hoping it pays off big time down the tournament trail. Obviously, you want to win every game, but I will take a game like this over a 14-0.
Sure.
Those games you feel good about yourself and everyone gets in and it's nice, but these are the games that make you better, win or lose, for big league games, big tournament runs. And that's why we schedule teams like Bowling Green. They're a baseball town. They're very similar to us. We're a baseball town. We have a great youth organization. They have a great youth organization. I mean, every year we play them, we're like, that is a very talented team. And that's why we continue to schedule them.
No rest for the weary. You're back on this field again
it.
tomorrow. Shawnee comes to town. What do you want to see from your team tomorrow?
A win? Is that?
Absolutely. How about from the mindset, from the neck up?
Let's see if we can bounce back. We're talented, and we can hit. We tell them every day we can hit. And we just got to talk about the execution, the 2-strike approach. Defensively, we were solid today. The pitching was good enough to win. It's tough when you score 2 runs.
Sure. Coach, we appreciate you gracious enough to come up and join us. Best of luck tomorrow, and we'll be following you the rest of the season.
I appreciate the coverage,
guys.
For
joining us. We're going to take a quick time out. The Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show continues right after this on DCTV Sports. All of a sudden, this place has become very quiet. A big crowd here filing out at Defiance High School. Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller as we wrap up our Defiance coverage here this afternoon. The Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show. Bowling Green escapes with a 3-2 win. And I say escape, that's probably really not fair. They earned that win here this afternoon. But with it, Both these teams now putting it in the rearview mirror. Tomorrow, Bowling Green is at Findlay. Defiance is right back here against Shawnee. Scoop, that's part of the beauty of baseball. In football, you have to wait a week. With basketball, it's at least a couple of days. With baseball, almost always within 24 hours, you're right back on the field.
You're exactly right. That's the beauty of it. You know Defiance wants to get right back here because they felt maybe this one got away. But again, this game was earned by Bowling Green. But both these teams have bigger things in front. The fact they got to come around in league play tomorrow and kind of put their best foot forward. Should be an entertaining rest of the spring here.
So with the loss, Defiance just their second of the season. They fall to 7-2. Again, this is an out-of-conference matchup, so it doesn't affect their WBL standings. They remain unbeaten at 3-0. Likewise, it doesn't change the Northern Lakes League record for Bowling Green. They are at 2-3, but now 7-4 overall. For Scoop Miller, I'm Brent Balbinot. Big thanks going out to our crew doing more than yeoman's work here this afternoon. Big thank you going out to our underwriters helping make this broadcast a possibility. And as always, you the fan for tuning in. Final score again here this evening, Bowling Green 3, Defiance 2. You've been watching a presentation of DCTV Sports.